Hello and welcome to sportsmarket.com. I'm Natalie Rydstrom, and joining us today in the studio is Alex from M-Bits Casino. We're taking a look at the final. It's the last week here in the Premier League, week 38, the final fixtures and how they will affect each outcome of the match. Obviously, looking at the teams making the top six and also teams fighting relegation. Now, unlike other leagues, Premier League is pretty much wrapped up, especially in terms of relegation. It looks like Newcastle, Norwich and Aston Villa are all out. Sunderland worked their socks off and they're actually a couple of points clear now, 4 points clear of Newcastle. So whatever Newcastle does, and Norwich, sorry, they are out. Again, the top, Leicester has won. They won earlier on a couple of weeks ago. They've maintained the top position, but there is still second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth up for grabs. So, Alex, this is where you're going to come. You're going to help me. We're going to have a look at each fixture now. First one starting with Newcastle versus Tottenham. So, like I said, Newcastle, they know they're out. They had a great win against Watford, but obviously Sunderland won their match as well, meaning that Newcastle can no longer get out of relegation. So, surely they're feeling defeated. I'm looking at a Tottenham win here, and Tottenham pretty much to keep second position.
Yeah, also me. But I don't think that Newcastle will create problems, a lot of problems to Tottenham. I think that even with 1 point, Tottenham can maintain the second position on the standings. Me, I'm not happy at all that Premier League is finishing, but we have Euro 2016 coming up. But I'm sure that Tottenham will remain their second spot on the standings at the end of the season.
Well, coming in third place is Arsenal, and they've got a very easy opponent, Aston Villa. Aston Villa are coming to Arsenal, their Emirates Stadium, and we all know that they've pretty much sort of like hung up their boots right now, ready for the second division. Arsenal are low as a result, 1.18. I'm expecting a very easy Arsenal win.
Yeah, also me. If we are making to do a parlay for the Premier League, we should include Arsenal to win half-time, full-time. It has a very decent odd of 1.53. Me, I think that most of all, we should discuss about fourth, fifth, and sixth. Because I think that the first three are, I say, locked. First, Leicester, Tottenham, and Arsenal. This is what I see the outcome from here.
Yeah, 100%. Well, which is what now brings me to the next match, Swansea versus Manchester City. And I think that we could see one of the matches, I think, the Swansea versus Manchester City, I think we could see the upset. Manchester United versus Bournemouth. Come on, Devils, on Old Trafford, do the win. And then Southampton versus Crystal Palace. I do see the Southampton win. But let's quickly discuss the Swansea versus Manchester City. Obviously, Swansea come from back-to-back wins. They beat Liverpool and they also beat West Ham, who are sort of also in that race to stay up in the top six there. Not saying that I would put my money totally on the Swansea win, but I definitely think we could see the upset in this one. What are you thinking?
Yeah, we should see an upset here, not 100%, because Manchester City, I think that the Champions League was too much for them this year. And this, I say, they had to fight also Champions League, also Premier League, and it was really difficult for them. They drawed 2-2 with Arsenal last match, and they lost 4-2 with Southampton 2 rounds ago. So I think that Swansea can do it, but also them, they don't have nothing to fight for, even though, as you said, they are coming with 2 back-to-back wins over West Ham. Really big surprise from my point of view, and also over Liverpool. So why not Swansea can do the miracle here and win the 3 points, and your team, Manchester United, to go in 4th place?
Well, the only thing, obviously, if they do lose, then they stand to drop down a couple of places there, at least, to 5th place. And then, obviously, they lose their Champions League spot. So they're not going to be very happy about that. And then if they do win, though, there is a small chance they could actually overtake Arsenal.
No, there is no chance. Arsenal, as we discussed, they have Aston Villa in the last match. I think it's a clear win, or more than 2 goals difference from my point of view. But if it is to predict an outcome from Swansea over Manchester City, I will say a lot of goals, both teams scoring over 2.5. Everything that is regarding this market should be played, because I think that we'll see a really good match also from the Swans. But also Manchester City will have to keep their 4th position to qualify for the qualifications for the Champions League,
Mm-hmm.
because only the first three positions are going directly in the groups.
Yeah, yeah, very true. I tell you that my tip there, I did do the full preview with Nigel, for Nigel Seeley, but I've gone for the over 3.5 goals. I quite like that, 2.38. That's a little tip there throwing in. All right, Manchester United versus Bournemouth. Must win for Manchester United for the Devils. They're priced 1.4. I'm expecting them to get the job done, beat Bournemouth, a team who managed to survive relegation and who have very little to play for at this point. Manchester United win.
Yeah, they managed to survive relegation, but actually the last 4 rounds for Bournemouth were a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
3 lost games and a draw.
I know.
If they were having how say it, 4 points less than what they had before these 4 rounds, I think that they will be really stressed. But like that, no stress for them. They can go up on the standings, of course. They can arrive also to 13th place. But I don't think that Manchester United will give them a chance to make it. Also, West Ham and Southampton are in the back of Manchester United. This is why it's a must win for United.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is the most clear match for this last round. United to win with minus 1.5 Asian handicap at 1.69.
All right. And so if you predict the possible Manchester City loss, do you think that Manchester United will overtake claim fourth spot?
Mm-hmm. Really hard question.
I'm wishful thinking here. I'm hoping. I think it can be done.
It can be done.
Would you put your money on it?
No, I will not put my money on it. I will not risk it, yes.
Right.
But it can be done. It will be really interesting because all the matches are played at the same hour on Sunday. So I think everything will be interesting.
Well, the next match, obviously, West Ham, quite a thorn in most people's shoes here. They beat Manchester United 3-2, which basically almost sealed Manchester United's fate of being out of the Champions League spots there. Not too cool, but obviously West Ham now play Stoke, and they're strong favourites to win 2.2. West Ham. We're looking at West Ham in the Europa League spot next year.
It's with the Southampton back. They are fighting for the last place for Europa League.
Yeah.
They shouldn't lose. I think that also with the draw they might qualify from the last place for Europa League. So I think that they have the first chance, even though Southampton is playing with Crystal Palace and West Ham is playing with Stoke City. I think that those two matches are quite alike because also Crystal Palace, also Stoke City, they don't have nothing to fight for. Maybe exactly the same question, the money for the next year, because with every spot that you are higher, you receive more money. So I think that they will play their chance, of course, but West Ham is coming with the first chance to be sixth place at the end of the season.
Well, if they do lose, for example, Southampton will play Crystal Palace, where they are strong favourites at 1.36. Obviously, we did a preview on this earlier, and we both agreed Southampton half-time, full-time, in fact, and that came to 1.97888 Sport. Now, let's just quickly wrap things up here. So we know Newcastle, Norwich City, and Aston Villa are out. They will be demoted, but this is my prediction for the top six. I'm going to go Leicester City, Tottenham, Arsenal, Manchester United, because I know they can do it, Manchester City, and then I am going to say West Ham in the sixth place. That's what I'm saying. What's your top six?
Me, exactly how are the standings now? I think that it will remain also after this last round. Leicester, Tottenham, Arsenal, City, United, West Ham.
All right, let's see. Let's wait and see. Enjoy the last weekend of the Premier League there. And you guys do check in next week because we're going to be all over Copa America and we're all going to be all over Euro 2016. Really can't wait for that. Alex, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for the invitation. And hopefully next year on Premier League, we'll see another surprise because we all enjoyed Leicester winning the title.
Yeah, certainly a fantastic fairy tale underdog story there. Alex, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation.